Hey everybody, it's Stephen J from Reclaim Your Time, and one of the first comments I got on one of my videos was about my suggestion to bring a book with you whenever you can, so that wherever you go, if you find yourself waiting for someone, you could read your book instead of picking up your phone and mindlessly scrolling. And this person suggested to me that I do some book reviews, and I wanted to start my book reviews with one of the books that's very near and dear to me because it's very aligned with the very program that I built to help people cut down on their screen time. And that is a book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. In fact, a lot of my program is consistent with the methods being taught in this particular book. Now, in Atomic Habits, there's kind of two main points. First of all, and I'm going to avoid giving any spoilers because I want you all to read this book. Atomic Habits is a book where you can build the building blocks upon which to build a better life, which is very much what I want to do. Essentially, they tell you what methods you could use to make a new habit more obvious, attractive, and rewarding than the old habit. And in the case of my program and everything that I'm preaching here in this particular channel, the old habit is picking up your phone, turning on the TV, turning on the video game console, and just letting yourself just scroll and go kind of endlessly. And the habit that we're replacing it with, for me, could be anything that enriches your life. And that's one of the beauties about the program and everything that I do for my clients, is that it could be different for everybody. It's not a one-size-fits-all thing, which is very much how this book is as well. James Clear does not suggest one particular habit and say everyone needs to. I think you're all familiar with some of these self-help or self-improvement type of videos and programs where they will advocate a one-size-fits-all solution, such as everyone needs to wake up at 4:30 in the morning and do a cold plunge. And that might work for some people and it might not for other people. As we'll know and we'll cover in some other book reviews, people have different circadian rhythms, people have different personalities, people have different aspirations and ways of doing things. But what I love about this book is that it's very empowering. A key point to this book is how we can get 1% better every day. And therefore, it doesn't have to be this gigantic, colossal change in your life instantaneously. We can kind of move a little bit day by day for it. And one of the things I've noticed as I've talked about this book in my community is that this book tends to be really appealing and really empowering for people who want things a little bit more practical. Now, I do have a spiritual side, and I recommend that everyone does, and those spiritual sides do need to be kind of, I feel, complement with this book. And what I mean by that is that you can have habits, but you need to have a certain mentality. You need to have a certain environment around yourself, which I think is something that I would add to the lessons learned in Atomic Habits. And of course, I read a lot of other books on that subject. But Atomic Habits really empowers people who want that practical approach, who say, okay, it's great to change your mentality, feel a different way about something, but I want to know what specifically I need to do. I want to know something, actually tangible I could do with my life in order to create what I want. And it's for that reason that I recommend that anyone reads Atomic Habits. Now, of course, like I say with any self-help book out there or any self-improvement book or whatever you want to call it, it's not going to have all the answers. We're going to need to take a few lessons from maybe different books or different schools of thought, and no one book is going to be everything to everyone. And there might be some people who say, okay, I need a little bit more of the spiritual stuff. I need a little bit more of some of these kind of overall concepts, or it doesn't even have to be spiritual. It could be, I need the philosophy behind it. But I still recommend that this is a really good read, and I still feel it to be very empowering. So I will recommend Atomic Habits by James Clear, and hope that you can kind of find a way to look into it yourselves and change any of your habits, because although I focus on screen time, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's the only bad habit we have out there, and that's the only thing destroying our lives and even destroying our minds. We could be destroying our minds just by being around the wrong people or reading the wrong types of newspaper articles, contents, or consuming certain substances. Well, thank you very much for paying attention to this book review, and I hope to see you in some of my other videos or on my website, reclaimyourtime.co, reclaimyourtime.co.